Hey everybody, welcome to Sacred Heart Tarot. This is probably the fifth time I've tried to make this video. The last time I got all the way through it and it was really good. Never hit record. So yeah, those are the kind of quality videos we make here. Um, so anyway, hello. It's been so long. It's been about 2 months since I made a proper video. And 2 months since I've done one of these favorites. Because there's just been so much, so much going on in my personal life, so much going on YouTube, so much going on Facebook, that I decided to kind of take a step back and decide what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. But here we are, and we are doing an August/September favorites video. I'm going to keep the same format as I have done in the past. We'll go through some news, we'll go through some books, and then we'll go through some decks. So let's start off with the news. I talked in one of my videos about how for the last few months I was planning a meetup for the Fortune's Wheelhouse Academy group, which is the unofficial Facebook group of the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast. And it was amazing. I got to meet some amazing people. Lon Milo Duquette was there. Susie and Mel, the creators of the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast, were there. All of my daily internet friends were there, and it was just so great. It was really hard to come back to real life after that because everybody was so amazing, and we all just had such a great time together that none of us wanted to go back, but we did, and it's been about 2 weeks since then, and a little over 2 weeks, and now we have next year to look forward to. So 50 weeks left, and we all get to be together again. So that's that. The next thing that's kind of newsworthy is I know you guys I've talked to you guys before about being a member of the Tarot Nerds Facebook group, which I've been for just a little over a year, I think. And recently, I was very honored by Shona, the creator, and asked to be one of the moderators of that group. So I've been working hard behind the scenes of that group. That group's got 40,000 people. I think it's the biggest tarot group on Facebook. So working hard, trying to make it the best place to come for learning tarot and talking about tarot. So if you haven't joined and you are curious to learn about tarot, or if you're a newbie and you need some help along your way, come on in, come join us. And that's that. I think that's pretty much news. Yeah. In my last favorites video, I did talk about doing a weekly reading on my blog, and that kind of fizzled. I did that 3 weeks in a row. There wasn't really any traction, and I wasn't really feeling it. So I kind of stopped that. I still do daily readings on my Instagram. They're my personal readings, but you can check that out at sacredhearttarot.com. Or I'm sorry, Instagram/sacredhearttarot. And I do put some of those up on my blog post, which is on sacredhearttarot.com. The cool thing is the company that I use for my website, their app just let me start blog posting from my phone. So I think you guys will see me doing more posts, just because it's easier than taking pictures, uploading them to my laptop, getting them uploaded to the site, whereas on the phone I can click. I'm all about making it easy. I'm not very tech savvy, as you could probably have noticed, but so anyway, so let's talk about books. I think the last favorites video I did, we talked about all of the Marseille books I was reading, and I don't remember if this book that I'm about to show you is one I started directly after that, or if I read some in between, because that was 2 months ago. So but this book I know has taken me a good chunk of those 2 months to read, and it's been really very, very interesting. If you are into studying Hermetic Kabbalah, or Western magical culture, or Hermeticism in any way, this is an excellent book to pick up. It's called The Sword and the Serpent by Denning and Phillips. so you can see there. It's called, or it's subtitled The Twofold Kabbalistic Universe. There's a lot of information here that it varies, slightly in the rules and such, because the authors of this book are members of the Aurum Solis, which is a different magical order, obviously, than the OTO or any of the other Hermetic Western magical orders you will see referenced in books on the subject. I don't know a lot about their order particularly. In fact, this is the first time that I had ever heard of it, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm relatively dumb when it comes to the laws and bylaws of ordered life. So it's kind of all a little new to me. But so some of the rules and things were different, but the information that's in the book is definitely very, very interesting. It talks a lot about different aspects of the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, how to integrate them into life, how to integrate them into magical practice, different ways you can go about practicing things like astral projection and just connecting with your higher self, which is the goal for all of this work. And so I recommend reading this if you need something different, a different aspect. Now, this book is part of a series. It's, I believe, called their Western Magic series. I'm not sure. I think there's like 5 books, but this is the only one I read just because I've been studying Kabbalah pretty heavily in the last year or so. So that's why I picked that up. I plan on trying to find the other ones. I'm not sure if they're in print. It was this one was relatively easy to find, but I haven't searched for the other ones yet, but I'll keep you updated. The next book that I want to talk about, I have not started yet, but it was a present from Naya, who Miss Naya Thrice on YouTube. She brought this book to me from home in her suitcase on a plane, because she knew how much I wanted it, and I've been like putting it back and putting it back and putting it back, and she finally got it to me, and she is amazing for doing that, because this book is giant. It's only got 600 pages, but let me tell you, this thing weighs as much as my child does. It is The Tarot, Magic, Alchemy, Hermeticism, and Neoplatonism by Robert M. Place. Good Lord, it's heavy, and there's a lot of information here. She also gave me a copy of the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery, which is the only deck reference in this book that I didn't own. So I've thanked her a bajillion times, but thank you again, Naya. You're my love. So I'll be doing that. I'm not going to be carrying this book around with me because it will give me a hernia. I will find another book to toss in my backpack for the duration and read those while I'm out. But this one's going to stay here, and I'm going to have to definitely make this a desk reference. But I'm going to hopefully get through that one. And then the last book that I want to talk about is really, really special because one of the creators of the podcast, the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast, actually wrote it. Her name is T. Susan Chang, and it's not even actually out yet. It comes out October 8th, which is next week. But at the meetup, she had gotten some advanced copies, and so I was able to obtain one, and I have been kind of picking through it ever since I got back. There is so much information in this book. It's called Tarot Correspondences. And you can still pre-order this. You can still get it on Amazon. And I think Llewellyn's site too, because Llewellyn publishes it. This has got pretty much every reference table you could possibly need and or want when reading tarot. Not only that, she goes into her own personal method for using those correspondences in a tarot reading, which is amazing. She kind of taught us a little bit about that at the meetup, and it's really similar to the way that I read tarot, and so I was very happy to have the extra reference material like at my fingertips. This literally takes up the place of like 7 books. I'm not going to get rid of those 7 books, but I'm only going to look at this one, or I'm going to look at this one first before I go anywhere else. So let me tell you, if you are searching for a really good reference book for correspondence tables as they correspond to tarot, this is the one to get. Just go here and skip everything else. So those are all the books. Next is decks. Pretty much for the entire month of August and a good chunk of September too. I was pretty addicted to my Pagan Otherworlds. I've shown it here before, and honestly, everybody's shown it off. Everybody's seen it, but I'll show a couple cards. I just didn't want to use any other. There we go. I didn't want to use any other cards. This lived in my backpack and came with me everywhere I went. I did a lot of my daily draws with it. So if you check out my Instagram, you'll be able to see those day to day and how they look in a spread. So I really, really got into it in a way that I hadn't before. You know, I bought it, I used it, I liked it, but it kind of sat on my shelf. And it was never one that I wanted to get rid of or thought that I needed to pass along. But I never really felt that like real draw to use it. But the last couple of months I have, and I think I got to connect with it really, really well. It's the bag I made for it. So yeah. So the next deck is actually kind of the same story. This is one of those decks. I actually bought this one, traded it, and then bought it again, and it just sat there. I didn't use it. And then all of a sudden, I really, really wanted to. This one's the Fountain Tarot. It's very different in its art style. It's got, I wouldn't say minimalistic. Wow, this one's like really washed out by my lights. Sorry, guys. Let's skip that one. I wouldn't say it's minimalistic, but it does have a very unique art style. And it, let's get some darker cards so you can see. But it is good. It's a really great deck, and I've been enjoying using it, and I've been using it every day. Again, like if you look at my Instagram, you'll see the daily, every day is pulled by the same card for a really long time. So, so that's another deck that I kind of like sat there for a little bit before I got the call to use it, so to speak. Another deck I'll be using a bunch this month was another present from Naya, because she knows me so well. She got me one of the limited, super limited, I think these are only one of 30, Dodals by Pablo Robledo. It's traditional. It's like traditional colors, but the paper, the cardstock is like a beige. It's not even cream, it's beige. And it's hard to see because my lights wash them out. In order for you guys to see my face, I have to have bright lights. So unfortunately, it washes the cards out. But it's the cardstock is beige. And the cool thing about this is the paper is just like, I can't even express to you how delicious it is. It's they're hand cut. They are not matte totally, and they're not shiny totally either. They're kind of like this in between satin, and it's just so beautiful. And it's the perfect size. I had a Dodal, a Jean-Claude Flournoy Dodal, and it was kind of a little big, so I think I'm going to pass that one along, and then just keep this as my Dodal reference, or my Dodal deck in my collection. So that's that. And then this, you guys got to check out this case. I think I've showed off these cases before on my channel. These are made by Susie Chang, who wrote Tarot Correspondences and hosts the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast. They're called Arcana cases. And this one's made out of brocade. It's super beautiful. They protect your cards really nicely. I've thrown them in a bag before, and they really protected my cards. She does silk lining and everything. So if you're the type of person that really likes to keep their cards in silk because it's tradition, that's a great way to go. Her website is tarotista, tsusanchang.com. is where you can order all her stuff now. She has her own site. So the last deck I want to talk about is kind of like a cool spooky deck for October, and this was a gift from my friend Darren. You guys know I've talked about my love-hate relationship with the Deviant Moon. Not love-hate, it's like love can't get into. But I kept my last copy and I've used it quite a bit since then. And Patrick Valenza also does the Trionfi della Luna, which I love. And with those decks, he includes, I think there's like 10 Oracle cards with those decks. And this Oracle deck came out just recently, and it was really had that feel to it, so I got it. It's called the Mildred Payne's Oracle of Black Enchantment. The original Mildred Payne Oracle is tiny, and it's more like a Lenormand, but it's not the same cards as that. But this one, the cards are much bigger. They're the size of the box, and they are very much like those Oracle cards that come with the Trionfi della Luna, if you're familiar with those. They got this really cool woodcut look to them. Now, I know there's a PDF with the meanings, but I don't have that. I have to go get it. But it's not to say that these can't be read without them. I mean, you just kind of intuitively go through it, you know? But I do love these. And I've been using these quite a bit as my little Oracle overalls. And I will use them through October because it's Octoberween. You gotta. Or is it Hallowtober? I don't know. Which one do you guys like better? Let me know. Also, let me know what books you guys are reading this month. What decks are you guys working with this month? What cool tarot stuff has been going on with you? Let me know that you're still here. Leave me a comment. Let's chat. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see. I really like doing live videos, and I think I'm going to do more of those on YouTube. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that's it. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me for my August/September favorites and tarot chat. See you guys later. Bye.